Hi friends, host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People. This video is about Susie, the arch admin, who may end up popping her head in here. I don't know, but I'm making it about her because yesterday was her birthday, and I wanted to talk about her, to talk about our friendship and how important it is to me. Susie and I don't know, she showed up one day, and as Taylor put it, she put herself right here. And I don't know. I was like, hey, you want to be a channel manager? As I always did to everybody. And she's like, okay. And she actually did shit. And she started, like, being the channel manager. And I was like, fuck yeah, finally somebody does this. And she became my most trusted other, you know? It's like, it was me, Taylor, and Susie. It was me and Taylor, and then it was me, Taylor, and Susie as sort of a core central thing. I mean, there's no like clearly defined inner circle club or anything like that that other people are excluded from. I don't want it to be like that. Um, there's just there are people though that I I deal with more. They just deal with more frequently, and they're good friends and have been there for a while, and it meant a lot to me. And you know, there's there's Taylor, there's Nick, there's Susie, there's Jewel. There are other people who have been significant at other points in my time with talking with trans people that have been really important to me as well. So this community is, well, I mean, it's central to my life besides Kim. And what I love so much about Kim, one of the millions of things I love so much about her, is how well she fits into this community. The role she wants to play. She's an introvert, she's an ISFJ, and she loves having a side ancillary kind of a role. She doesn't want to be on camera ever. I'd love for her to be on camera more. She doesn't want to. She chimes in periodically with ideas. She's interested in what's going on. She's happy to be involved in such a pivotal role, but doesn't really want to do anything or shape things. She just wants to be to get all. Yeah, I mean, she gets out of it the same sort of thing I get out of it. Basically, we get friends and interesting things, and we get to try to be helpful and stuff like that. So the reason I talk about Kim and Nick and all the other people is because everybody interconnects, and one of the core node centers is Susie. Susie saved the channel when I threw up my hands and said I can't afford this anymore, and the Raw channel was going to die, but instead Susie stepped up with Jeremy as well. Jeremy's somebody who deserves more mention from me. I don't talk about him a lot, but he's a rock around here as well, and hugely important. But you know, the funny thing about Susie is naturally my first thought was, I wonder if I can get on her. I tried to. She's like, no. So you know, what can I say? Uh, I was I was pleasantly surprised that she expressed surprise that when she shot me down, it didn't affect my relationship with her at all. It wasn't like, okay, well then I don't want you to be so central to things anymore. I was like, okay, good, that's dealt with now. Let's be friends, and we were, and we have been ever since. And there was no no grief or whatever about it. I was just trying to find a woman. I didn't really understand anything about all that stuff. And anyway, It doesn't matter. The point is, uh, Susie then became critical in locking down Kim for me, and has been a good friend to Kim, and I hope likewise ever since. They talk independently of me. Susie talk, Kim will talk to Susie when she's got problems with me that are intransigent. We haven't had those kind of problems in a while now, me and Kim. It's weird. We've sort of like worked through all the problems and we haven't fought in a while. Uh, we'll see if that changes, but I don't know. I feel like the probationary period of the relationship is over or something. I feel really settled in and comfortable and happy and not insecure and not worried about shit and not jealous. I mean, still a little bit like naturally skittish because I recognize how important she is to me, but really secure. It wasn't always like that, and Kim needed to talk to somebody, and who was always there for her to talk to was Susie. Susie has busted my chops more times than I can count. She's more able to bust my chops than anybody I know. Like I listen to her without fighting back much most of the time, more than anybody else. I think it's probably because she's hesitant to address something unless she's confident it needs to be addressed. At which point, I'm gonna have to take her seriously. You know, um, she's been a translator between me and Kim as well. She's also enabled all sorts of Norway jokes. I mean, more Norway jokes than I can even count. If you haven't seen the video that she narrated as Negbo Sensu, Norwegian native, you should check it out. I'll put the link to it in this video for sure. It's fantastic. She's as INTP as you get, and like a lot of INTPs, has remarkably good FE for a fourth slot. So, don't let her fool you. But also, she can be remarkably blind to things that are FE obvious to people who've got a little higher up. She seems to be unaware when people are hitting on her, for one thing. But anyway, and she's got a reputation as a bit of a badass. She's been centered in conflicts involving Lightbulb, involving a number of other people too, who, for one reason or another, resent Susie. And I get it. Susie's not quite as um, soft around the edges as maybe I can be sometimes, but her judgment is as good as I'm going to find in anybody. And every human being might make an occasional mistake, but anybody who's going to come after Susie is barking up the wrong tree. Anyway, I have my fingers crossed that Susie's going to visit America here pretty soon or one of these days, and Kim and I would love to have her stay with us, and she can stay with local Susie. I've got local Susie here. I don't know if you've met local Susie. Oh, you haven't met local Susie? Well, I'll put a link to a local Susie video as well. Okay. Anyhow, Susie, arch admin. Uh, I greatly value you and your friendship, and so does Ken. And you're always welcome here. And thank you for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it. Happy birthday. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. And try not to spend too much time at the fjords.